welcome. My name's Chanel and this is my YouTube channel about all my yarny adventures. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as Mama of Yarn. Today is November the 23rd and this is episode 3 in my Yarny Adventure podcast. Today I'm wearing my Stephen West bubble cardigan. I knit this last year with my 2021 Advent by the Yarn Whisperer. This is a perfect pattern, as you can see, for Advents. I thoroughly enjoyed this knitting. It's a massive oversized cardigan. I used every single mini. I think I stopped around 17 days on the arms, but if I just stand up here, you can see it's just past hip length, and I used every single day separating by a bare yarn. I will link this pattern down below. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Very, very easy, mindless knit, and I can highly recommend it for all your yarn advents that you've got coming this holiday season. Today I have 2 finished items for you, and I believe 1, 2, 3 whips. I have a little bit of stash enhancement and some talks about Advent knitting, and also amazingly we hit a milestone of 100 subscribers since my last podcast, so I will do that giveaway later in the episode for you all. So let's get started with my first finished object. These are a pair of socks for my father for Christmas. Do excuse them on the sock blockers. I don't have a large pair of sock blockers at the moment, so I've popped them on mine. This yarn is Knit Picks Felici by Gone Fishing, and I just used a bare contrasty yarn that I could find. It's not actually completely bare, it's got some little flecks in it from one of my subscription boxes by the Yarn Whisperer. I knit these on a US 1 2.25. I did 20 rows for the cuff, 60 row leg, heel flap and gusset with decreases, and then 60 rows after decreases before the toe. I did 72 stitches, and I think that is everything about them. I did, hold on. On my cuffs, I knit a row between the colour changes so that you get a nice crisp finish on those, a line. And I also do the same on the heel flap. That way you get a nice solid line and you don't get any jaggedness from the slip stitches. I'm extremely happy with these. As you can see, they match perfectly. Let me hold them up. Every single row meets up even after the heel flap, and I make sure of that when I'm gifting. When I knit for myself, I don't worry about whether they match or whether they line up, but if I'm giving them for a gift, I always make sure that I can get them to line up. And I spoke briefly about how I do that in my last episode, and where I place my needle before the join of colours. And that is those. Look at those colours. I can't remember if I said this was Gone Fishing by Knit Picks for my fishing mad father. And my second finished object, I'll just pop those down, is a stocking, for Christmas stocking for my auntie. She is gnome mad. So when I was on the Knit Picks website, I came across this pattern, The Happy Gnome by Leslie Jennings. There's a picture of it there. I chose different colours to fit in with my auntie's colour scheme in her lounge. And oh my goodness, how cute is that? These little pom-poms really, really make him pop. I maybe did that one a little bit too big. This is knit flat. I'm going to talk further about it in a minute when I show you my next one that I'm doing for my uncle. This colour work is in Tarja. If I pop, you can see. Oh, haven't woven in all my ends yet. This nice crisp finish, but it was just too fiddly down the bottom. I didn't bother. Along here. This is knit up on a 4mm size, US size 6 needle. I used Chow Goose for this. And here he is. I've just got to add a little hanging corner. There's the toe. This is worsted weight yarn. The pattern recommends Wool of the Andes by Knit Picks. I did granite grey, a red, white and mustard, and I chose then to make this whisk smoothly into works in progress. My uncle one. Oh, I've dropped a stitch. Oh no. Pick that up. There we go. I've chosen to knit my uncle one, but I'm rewriting the pattern to work in the round. As great as it was working flat, I really don't like seaming. Look how jarring that looks. And then for the, look at the heel, it just doesn't flow very well. So what I chose to do, and there, as an experiment, when I got to the end here, I just joined in the round and knit as I would a normal sock in the round and the toe. So for my uncles, I'm going to experiment by knitting the whole thing in the round, apart from the gnome, and I'm going to knit him backwards and forth. So hopefully all I'll have is just this small bit of seaming instead of all this clunkiness along here. I will obviously let you all know how I get on with that in the next podcast. But at the moment, I've just cast on the cuff and done 10 rounds. I'm knitting these on Chow Goose 16-inch circulars. As you know, I absolutely love Chow Goose. They're my favourite needles to work with. You don't get that sort of lip along here. They're just so smooth and they flow so lovely. The points are really nice to work with. I've never had any issues with yarn splitting as I'm knitting with them. They're just a very, very nice, solid knitting needle. Along with the cables, as you can see, let me unhook that. There's no kinking. They just lay completely flat Whereas if I show you, I've got a Knit Pro pair somewhere. If I can find one. Excuse me 1 second. Oh, maybe not. Thought I had one laying around, but I haven't. They kink and curl, and it's very, very awkward to have the stitches laying smooth. Yeah, I don't think I've got anything else to say. Let's just look at him again. He's so sweet. Look at his little nose and hands. And that is finished objects and first whip. I also have been working on my sister-in-law's blanket. This is called Sacred Space by Helen Shrimpton. Let's find... I thought I'd put a marker in to show where I was. Obviously not. Right, excuse me a moment. Here it is. Oh, yes, I did, here. So, last episode, I was here. And I was in it was just a circle. If I just remind you. Oh, there we are. It was just a circle last time, and this week I have made 4 corners. 1, 2, 3, and there's the 4th. And I have also now joined each of the corners, so now I'm just working in a square all the way round. I'm actually halfway through a round, but this pattern is beautiful. I absolutely love working this pattern. I'm using Paintbox Simply DK with a, let me have a look, 4mm hook. I love this hook. I'm still working with Halloween at the moment. Should really swap him out. And now I have about 14 rounds left before it's finished. So it's definitely going to be finished before Christmas and ready to gift. They just take so long. I think the last round I did, I believe it took about 45 minutes to get all the way round. So it is taking a bit of time now. But I absolutely love the detail. All my projects, patterns, yarns, all that lovely yummy stuff that we all like to know about, that will be down in the description. If you click the little chevron, it'll drop down and I have everything listed there with links that will take you directly to the areas that you need to know about. So that, oh, look at that squishiness. Ooh. That's project number 2, or whip number 2, should I say. Now, in my basket, I have started another blanket for the holiday season. It's called the Christmas Eve blanket. Let me pull up a picture here for you. I don't know whether you can, no. Oh, that lighting is terrible. Oh, that lighting is terrible. It's called Christmas Eve Wishes. No, there's too much glare. Let's see if I can turn that down. Ah, there we are. Christmas Eve Wishes made by Anita. This is a free pattern, and I will link her website below. And all I've done so far is a few rows. It's all mosaic knitting, crochet. I've just started the little stars. We've got some little pom-poms there. This is crocheted on a 4.5mm, and at present I'm just working the star motif across. There's not really much else to say about that. I'm using Stylecraft Simply DK. What I would say about this yarn, it's 100% acrylic, so easy care. You can just throw it in the washer, then tumble dry on low, and they come out fresh, in the same shape. You don't have to worry about the felting or anything like that. I think I've mentioned before, when I do my blankets, I always use 100% acrylic. That way, when you gift them to people, you don't have to worry about them having to sort out special care and arrangements for the laundry of the blankets. This splits so much, whether it's I've just got a bad batch, I don't know whether you can see, but even it's like separating. The plies are separating, and it's so thin, so thin. Yeah, look, it's Still, I'm going to carry on with it. I'm going to hopefully have a little gingerbread man or something soon. And that is my final works in progress to show you. I have still got my tarantula in a bag. I haven't worked on him, so there's no point showing him here. I've just been focusing on gift knitting and gift crocheting at the moment. I think, just looking around, yeah, that is definitely all the projects. So, acquisitions, I've got 2 advents that have arrived and some sock yarn. So here is, well, it's a sock set by Desert Vista Dye Works. There's their card. And it's called Falling Speckled Leaves. Look at all those oranges, browns. It's in the Viso sock base, 75 superwash merino, 25 nylon. It's so soft. And it came with these 3 20-gram minis. Sorry, God, why am I having difficulty holding things today? Look how deep, rich and vibrant those colours are. And they work perfectly with this sock set. Look at that. Although, can you see that? How sad. This is what happens sometimes when you get hand-dyed yarn. It's a tiny weeny little blip of blue. I'm really not worried. Once I knit it up, you're not even going to see it in there. Look at that. Those colours are gorgeous. So that is going to go in my Desert Vista Dye Works stash, ready for next year. I've decided I'm going to take part in the knit along that Susan holds every year. where you knit one pair of socks a month in her yarn, and you photograph before and finished object, and you can win discounts on her yarn and free skeins of yarn for completing. I believe every quarter there's a reward for completion. I will link everything down below. You can find all the details in her Ravelry group. That's beautiful. I'm so excited by that. It's perfect for Thanksgiving. Absolutely perfect fall, autumn colours. So that was my main stash enhancement. And advents. This is my advent from the Woolly Mama yarns. They are a UK based dyer, I believe from Manchester. Yes, from Manchester. I will just give you a little, everything's wrapped, there's no spoilers. Oh. Here we are. And there it is with each day, already wrapped with some extras, some little treats, and oh, excuse me, there is her little card. So I chose the sock weight, which the base is 75-25 merino, 24 20-gram minis, and 100-gram skein of yarn. Now I have plans of what I'm going to make with that, which I will talk about in a minute. And then I have a second advent, which is by the Yarn Whisperer, Kitey. And this one is all wrapped and ready to go. Kitey is slightly different. He does 22 20-gram minis, which come wrapped like this. And then throughout, on surprise days, you get 3 100-gram minis. So there's a lot of yarn in Kitey's Advent. I did Kitey's Advent last year and it was stunning. The colours were beautiful. This year, his Advent is based on a tiki bar, so those colours are just probably going to be breathtaking. The Woolly Mama, I don't believe she has a theme based on her Advent. I believe it's all a surprise. Let me just... No, there's no theme. It's just a surprise, random colours. I don't believe it's an ombre or anything like that. And that is all my purchases at the moment. So Advent knitting, how are we all getting on with our Advent plans? I have about three or four plans. I'm not too sure. So every year with Kitey's Advent, I always knit him a pair of socks, stripy socks with his Advent for him as a thank you. I mean, there's so much yarn there. I don't ever have issues with running out of yarn or not being able to make a project. I mean, last year I knit this whole bubble cardigan. I knit him a pair of socks. I also did a stripy muscle bag. And in fact, I believe I also knit myself a pair of socks as well. So his Advent, it just lasts and lasts and lasts. It's the gift that keeps on giving, as I said to him last year. So plans for that Advent, to add to my memory blanket, knit a pair of socks for Kitey, and to knit a pair of socks for myself, and then extras to go to one side until I can think of a really nice big project to work with those. With my woolly mama, I'm going to knit the adventure wrap. This is called the Quest, and it's a little adventure, so it's something totally different. You need 2 dice, and based on your rolling of dice, you knit. I wonder whether I can show you a picture without, here we are. Let me fold this. You knit a shawl or a wrap, and everyone's will be different, because depending on what your dice roll is, depends on which of the charts and instructions you follow. I believe, let me just have a quick look, that there are I believe there are about 6 or 7 different charts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh no, 9. There are 9 different charts that you could end up knitting from. This is by Rye Flower Knits, and it's called the Quest Adventure Pattern. So I will give you more of an update on that as and when I knit it. And I believe that is all the yarn related things over. I plan to do Vlogmas this year. I mean, as you know, this is a new YouTube channel. I haven't been going very long, so I don't know whether or not I'm going to be able to keep up. But due to the fact that I have 2 yarn advents, I have a stripy sock skein advent, so I'll be knitting on that. And I've got a few little things that I'm doing throughout December. I thought it'd be fun to do Vlogmas and have you follow the adventure of the wrap each day and the unwrapping of each of the advents. So if you'd like to follow me along with that, feel free to follow on the Vlogmas. Let's do the really fun, exciting bit. So I hit 100 subscribers. I am absolutely floored. I cannot believe it. I know I mentioned doing a giveaway last podcast if I hit 100. Not in a million years did I ever think I would hit 100 subscribers. But here we are, 2 weeks later, and I've hit 100 subscribers. So what should we do for the giveaway? I think what we'll do is let's do 2 giveaways. I'm going to give away 2 patterns a pattern to 2 people. On Ravelry, unfortunately, it's easier for me to use Ravelry because everyone is all over the world. What with holidays and things like that coming up, holiday season, posting out is going to be an absolute nightmare. So how about a pattern of choice, of your own choice, up to the value of $10 or 10 UK, depending on what country you're in, up to 10. So $10 Canadian or US dollars, 10 UK sterling. I think that's a fair way to do it. So a pattern of choice for the winner, and we'll pick 2. And all you need to do is be a subscriber of my channel for a start, and I will check on that because obviously I'm only new and starting out, so I think it's only fair that those subscribers that are following along with the adventure and my journey get first dibs at everything. And you need to comment below on whether you are gift knitting this season or gift crocheting or just gift making in general, and what you're making. Have you got something that you always tend to make for people over the Christmas period and gift? I always do socks and dishcloths and blankets, obviously, but I'm getting to the end of blankets now. I think nearly everyone in my family has one. So, yeah, I think that's it. So make a comment below on your gift knitting, crafting, crocheting, and I will pick 2 random winners next podcast, next week, if I can make it next week. If not, it'll be the week after, but it will be before Vlogmas starts. And that way, maybe people might pick their Advent knitting patterns, and that'd be a nice Christmas gift or Thanksgiving gift for you. Things that have been happening, not a lot. A lot of laundry, a lot of tidying, a lot of getting ready for Christmas and planning. I have a birthday this week, which is extremely exciting. My daughters have got lots of little treats, they say, ready for me, so I'm excited to see what they are. And a lot of relaxing. It's Thanksgiving break for a lot of you in America. I hope you have an absolute wonderful Thanksgiving break and spend some lovely quality time with the ones you love and being thankful for that. There's not much else been going on. I'm reading James Patterson at the moment. I love his books. I believe it's 20 seconds or something, 20 second. I'm not too sure. I can't remember the exact title. But I've just looked. It's 31 minutes. I've been rambling for far too long. And I'd like to say thank you very, very much for watching. Do like, comment and subscribe for that giveaway. And I wish you all a wonderful, happy week and weekend. And hope you get lots and lots of crafting done. And until next time, happy adventures. Take care. Bye.